What is up, my frosty brethren? My name is Arctic, and today I'm bringing you guys a quick breakdown of hand cannons, very similar to the one I did for scout rifles. The link to the scout rifle one is in the description. Check it out. Link save lives. Let's get into hand cannons. So hand cannons for me have been consistently enjoyable because they have what I feel like a high skill ceiling. So the mastering of hand cannons, I think, is a little bit more pleasant for me as a competitive player, perhaps. You know, I like that the recoil is pretty high. You have to be on the money with your headshots and just general accuracy because the recoil is high. And ammo conservation is a real thing with the hand cannons. If you miss shots and have to reload in a gunfight, you're gonna die. Unless you're behind cover and the other person doesn't necessarily want to push you, you're probably gonna die. So you really need to think about you know, your ammo conservation and being accurate with the weapon in order for it to be successful. That being said, if you can land shots and know how to play this game, know how to move around the map, hand cannons are hands down probably the most dominant primaries currently in the game. And we're going to start off with the first two probably best weapons in the game. I think if you are a serious PvP player, you actually analyze what other people are using, you probably have the same conclusion as me. Last Word and Thorn are definitely, hands down, I would say, the best two weapons, primaries, pound for pound in the game. Now, I'm not on PlayStation, so I can't, you know, vouch for Hawk Moon, but I've also seen people, you know, vouch and say Hawk Moon is excellent too. I believe you, but you're probably using Last Word or Thorn even on PlayStation, because I've been watching the PlayStation streamers. Last Word, thank you. That being said, what makes, you know, Last Word special? It's full auto. I'm just gonna flat out, it's full auto. Yeah, it has some perks that, you know, can proc and give you extra damage, which is fantastic, by the way. It's broken though, Bungie. I don't know if it's supposed to proc if you're hip firing, but it procs if you also aim down sights. So hey, I don't know, whatever. But Last Word, I think, is special because of the full auto. And I don't know if people really think about this, but when you're holding down the trigger, you're not necessarily thinking about timing your shots. You're just thinking about tracking your target. If it were semi-auto and you had to actually time your shots, you're thinking about timing and tracking, so that makes it incrementally more difficult, just because you have to micromanage those two. So the fact that it's full auto puts it into this class and tier that makes it very, very efficient, on top of having some of those procs, Last Word, for example, that give you 111 damage to the head, and you can drop people in 2 shots. Hey, whatever. Thorn is the other one that I think is probably the most aggravating for a lot of folks that I've seen, because it is also a 2-shot. If you land 2 headshots, you're going to die to the tick. It's laser accurate, great stability, great range. I love Thorn, but I think I like Last Word a little bit better just for pure efficiency. And they're both tier 1. Ask them. Ask around. Ask your brethren. Next after that, I got Lord High Fixer, Chance, TFW, PKY, and Red Hand. All basically the identical same hand cannon in terms of rate of fire and impact, so they're all 3-shot headshots. What's going to vary between them is reload speed or stability, but generally speaking, they're almost identical. It really depends at that point on the perks you roll, and the ones that I like the most are probably Red Hand, and I would probably say Chance. I like Field Scout on hand cannons, but I also like Perfect Balance, Hip Fire, and Final Round. If I happen to get, which is on my Red Hand, Hip Fire, Perfect Balance, and Final Round, then I feel like I pretty much won that random RNG battle right there. So, you know, they're fantastic at medium range. They're pretty good at the outer edges of medium range. But once you get inside the close to medium range, then they can eat people alive, again, if you're accurate. Devil You Don't is one that I think is, I don't know, it's hit or miss for me. You know, I tried it with only 5 rounds, which is what it comes with without the Field Scout perk. And at 5 rounds, it's a 3-shot headshot, so you can only kill 1 person. You can only kill 1 person if you get into a 2-player fight and they both have full health. So you really have to, like, analyze if it's worth using. If you get Field Scout, it then bumps it up to 13 rounds in the chamber, and at that point, because it has a fast rate of fire, you can drop some people. It's an excellent weapon to use if you have field scout. Word of Crota is also in there, but I don't have Word of Crota, so I don't want to really mention it. And then that last tier for me is Timur's Lash. Look, I don't know if you're a Timur's Lash fan. I'm sorry if you are. I'm not trying to disrespect you at all. Don't take it personal. But it's just the rate of fire is too slow. Even if it hits like a truck, if you're fighting against the best weapons in the game, you will consistently get dropped. The TDK is just too slow. You can try to outstrafe, you can try to do whatever you want to do, try some map awareness, but consistently for me it has just not been putting up the numbers when I look at Last Word, Thorn, or any of those other tier 2-ish Lord Hyfix or Chance. Any of those weapons seem like they consistently outperform Timur's Lash. So I have to knock it down into that tier 3 category. I really want to like the weapon, and to be honest, I have a great roll on it. I have hip fire, perfect balance, and final round, and there's I think 7 shots in the chamber. So I mean, I get to that last shot and I can hit people for a 2-shot, but I'm only hitting that one person because the rate of fire is so slow that you know, if I'm not 2-shotting and it's at the end of my chamber, then more often than not I'm dead facing off against a lot of the other top tier weapons. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Broke down a lot of stuff, a lot of info. Hope you can keep up. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, subscribe for more Destiny content, and I'll catch you all later. Stay frosty. If you like this video, you should probably click on the one down below. That'll take you to another video. You may like it. A little bit about me. I'm a former pro player. I play PC and console, mostly shooters. I also have a gaming podcast. I do tips and tactics, live gameplays. Check out my Twitch. Also, I work in the industry. Why are you not subscribed?